Dear student, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, everybody? I hope you are all fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. I'm also fine, Alhamdulillah. Today, I'm going to take an online class for the student of class 10, subject Islam and Moral Education, chapter 1, lesson 9, topic Risalat, part 1. I'm India Abdul Salam, senior teacher, School and College, Babna. Dear student, look at the picture below and think. Do you know what is the Arabic form of message or news? Risalah. Our today's topic, Risalah. Now, learning outcome. After this lesson, students will be able to know about the definition of Risalat, will be able to know the process of sending Nabi and Rasul, will be able to explain the importance of belief in Risalat. Now, the definition of Risalat. The literal meaning of the word Risalat is message, to carry a letter, news, or to discharge the responsibility of any noble task. In Islamic terminology, Risalat denotes the conveying of the holy words of Allah the Most High to mankind. And the person who performs this duty is termed as Rasul or Messenger. Rasul is the plural form of Rasul. Now, the importance of belief in Salat. It is obligatory in the Islamic view of life to believe in the Salat. Every Mu'min and Muslim has to believe in the Salat along with believe in Tawhid. This has been nicely depicted in the Kalima-i-Tayyiba. In the first of the Kalima, La ilaha illallah, meaning there is no God but Allah. Tawhid has been established. Alongside this, in the second part, Muhammad Rasulullah, meaning Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is the messenger of Allah. Risalat has been proclaimed. So, in parallel with declaring faith in Tawhid, Risalat too has to be professed. In fact, none can become a Muslim without believing in Salat, because man's knowledge is limited. It is not possible to gain the full understanding of limitless and unbounded Allah, the Most High. So, the prophets and messengers Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam have presented the nature of Allah, the Most High, to mankind. They have described His complete authority and attributes. They have brought the code of life and the directives given by Allah the Most High for the welfare of this life and the next life. Had the Prophet and messengers Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam not appeared, we couldn't have known anything about this. Even we couldn't have known the essence and attributes of Allah the Most High. Basically, it is because of the messages and descriptions brought forth by the prophets and messengers that men have been able to know them. Therefore, it is extremely important to believe in these messages or Risalat For rejection of Risalat is tantamount to rejection of Allah. So it is obligatory for a man to believe in Risalat as an important aspect of faith. Now the purposes of sending the prophets and messengers. Allah the Most High has sent innumerable prophets and messengers throughout the ages. They were not sent without a purpose. Rather, they carried out the obligations of prophethood, that means Nubuwwat, and messengership, that means Risalah. For doing so, they had to carry out a huge amount of work. Among them, mentionable may be made of. They would introduce Allah the Most High to men. That means they would reveal to men essence, attributes, authority, boundaries, etc. of Allah the Most High. They would call people or men to lead a life of truth and beauty. They would teach men how to serve Allah and perform religious rites and rituals. They would inform people about the next life. They would offer practical instructions for the implementation of the commands and prohibitions and rules and regulations proclaimed by Allah the Most High. The prophets and messengers were the chosen persons of Allah the Most High. Allah the Most High Himself selected them to perform the responsibilities of Nabuwat and Risalah. Allah the Most High says, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. الله يصطفي من الملائكة رسولا ومن الناس إن الله سميع بصير. Meaning, Allah the Most High chooses messengers from among both angels and mankind. Allah is all hearer and all seeing. Surah Al-Hajj Ayat 75. So, as chosen servant, the prophets and messengers possess special characteristics. Firstly, they are instantly faith to Allah the Most High. They would follow divine directions in all types of saying and doings. Absolute allegiance to Allah the Most High was their dominant feature. The prophets and messengers were extremely wise, intelligent, judicious, and sagacious. They were free from sin. They are innumerable form of kinds of sin and debasement. Allah the Most High Himself would protect them against all sorts of wrongdoings and obscenities. Hazrat Yusuf salam was a famous prophet. Allah the Most High says about him, Thus I showed him sign to restrain himself from wrong deeds and obscenity. He was among my servant of pure heart. Surah Yusuf ayat 24. The prophets and messengers possess the best of characters. They would practice all noble qualities. They are extremely honest, truthful, and just. They are characterized by all such qualities as mercy, forgiveness, patience. Such bad habits as falsehood, deceit, backbite, hatred, and envy are never noticeable in their lives. Rather, they were the best models of noble characters before mankind. The prophets and messengers were fearless in dutifulness and commandments to their mission. They never showed an iota of idleness and differentness in discharging the duties of Nabuwat and Salat. Rather, they patiently suffered much oppression and torture inflicted on them by the unbelievers. But still, they properly conveyed the divine message to mankind. They were free from greed and self interest. They never deviated from their duties in the Lord of any mundane benefits. The unbelievers would often tempt them to stop calling people to Islam, but they never yelled to worldly benefits. In the propagations of Islam, the prophets and messengers were the living symbols of self sacrifice. Under divine directions, they would unhesitatingly forgo worldly comforts, enjoyment, luxuries, wealth, and riches. Our beloved Prophet Muhammad migrated to Medina, leaving behind his hearth and home, kids and kin, and native city of Makkah for the sake of the propagation of the deen. Many such instances of sacrifice are noticeable in the lives of the prophets and the messengers. Now, the homework explain the purposes of sending prophets and messengers. Allah Hafiz.